Alright. Hello, good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hope you all are doing well. Today, as we already planned, we are going to study the poem Television, which is written by Roald Dahl. Before we begin with the poem, I would like to know from your end, what do you understand by the title? क्या लगता है आपको? टेलीविजन टाइटल है तो पोएम और टेलीविजन पे पोएम क्या बात है? Television, how much it is important and so close to our hearts that we all know that we can hardly find a home without television. Am I right? So television has really become part and parcel of every household. Yes, and yes, there are a lot many memories related to television when especially you were a child. Am I right? छोटे बच्चों के जीवन में टेलीविजन का कुछ बहुत ही अहमियत होता है. Can you tell me your childhood experiences of television? Maybe your memories, yes? Sorry? Yes, cartoons. And what else? Horror movies, okay. What else? Shaktiman. I don't remember that. Then I remember certain serials also when I used to be a child. I used to rush from my school and certain Bollywood numbers like Chhaya, Rangoli. Also when it comes to be regional TV channels, Marathi. So Marathi movies on Sundays specifically. Then Santavani I adore a lot. When I was a child, there are a lot many things that I feel myself associated with television. And in my olden days also, like we in our mohalla, we had only one or two televisions at one or two of my friends' houses. And I do remember sharing those tiny walls, rooms, and packed with lot many children sitting side by side and watching those important serials which are very close to their hearts. And in today's day, of course, we don't even cross and the pedestal of somebody else's or neighbor's houses just to watch TV. No, everybody has got television at home, and those kind of experiences are now rare. But given the fact that it is also seen that students are unnecessarily involved into watching television so much that sometimes they miss on important activities in a child's life. Have you ever realized it so? These days, let's relate it to the use of mobile. Most of the children these days, they are glued to the screens. They don't want to go out. They don't want to play. They don't want to talk to their parents and siblings. They don't want to study, and that has been an age-old problem with television. Yes or no? Here, a seminal poet of 21st century, who is Roald Dahl. What is his name? Roald Dahl. Writes a poem with the title Television. What's the title? Television. Stating that television is there, but how much for a student's life it should be incorporated, and how a child has to be monitored and regulated for the usage of television so that he reads, she reads, and they understand the life in the real sense of the term. Okay? Rather than just imitating the world and watching those things going on around, but actually being a part of an experiential world that is out there waiting for them in terms of their playing, in terms of their drawing, in terms of reading books, in terms of reading people in a way that is meeting and conversing with family members, outsiders, neighbors, playmates and so forth. इस पोएम में रोवाल्ड दाल ये जो पोएट है 21st सेंचुरी के बहुत ही जाने माने पोएट है, ब्रिटिश ऑथर है, चिल्ड्रन लिटरेचर के लिए जो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से नवाजे गए हैं. शॉर्ट स्टोरीज उन्होंने बहुत सारी लिखी है, स्क्रीन राइटर है, वॉटर फाइटर एक काफी कंट्रीब्यूशन है. वो लिखते हैं कि कैसे टेलीविजन हमें बच्चों की दुनिया से थोड़ा सा अलग होना समझे? So, Roald Dahl, he was born on 13 September 1916 at Cardiff, Wales, and now he is no more. So it is like remembering him when we are today reading his poetry. And he left this world on 23rd November 1990. So we are learning his poem after his passage after 1990. That is how many years? Almost 36 years. So do you remember that anything which is worthwhile to be studied later when you are no more, that is the biggest contribution to your field and to humanity altogether. वो आज नहीं है लेकिन उनके कार्य के थ्रू आज भी वो हमारे साथ हैं. So अक्षर जिसको बोलते हैं लेटर्स, लिटरेचर, that is immortal, कभी खत्म नहीं होता. अक्षर बोलते हैं ना उसको, जो क्षय नहीं होता, जो कभी खत्म नहीं होता. Letters, these are imperishable. है ना, इंडियन ट्रेडिशन में वही बोला गया है कि अक्षर ये सब कुछ है. ओम, as you know, the word universe is like an akshar, a dhvani, and here it comes in the form of a gift to the world in the beautiful poem of television. Yes. Or when a poet writes, he writes considering the context of the life that he was a part of. And there cannot be ever an objective writing as such. When I want to write, there is an utility purpose. Now, what do you understand by utility purpose? That it should be utilized by the coming generations. For example, when you were a child, you would have definitely enjoyed reading of certain books like Amar Chitra Katha and other stories from Mahabharata and Ramayana, maybe the regional literature which contributed a lot. Maybe those stories from Akbar and Birbal. Yes, those stories which really formulated your foundations of your childhood. That somewhere definitely contributes to your overall personality, right? So now here, when you want to see through this poem, there is a message given to parents, also given to children who think that yes, it's one of the finest and nicest times of the day when we are nicely sitting in our halls and watching TV for a long period of time. Somewhere even we wait for the weekend. Why? We want to just relax, sit in the sofa or just sprawl down and be on the bed and have some snacks and just watch something that we really love and look forward to. Can be your favorite serial, can be these days web series. Because now see, now phones are nothing but your tiny televisions of earlier days. You can browse anything that you wish and it has come in your palm. You can just, everything is on your click. So the concept behind television is the concept behind making yourself available to the content which is not going to actually have an impact in your life in an active way. Because watching TV, watching anything, listening anything is exactly what makes you passive. Because you're not doing anything, right? If the hero is fighting, the villain is fighting, and you just feel pity for the villain and you feel bad for the hero, right? If they are fighting with each other and somebody kills somebody else's, and you just feel pity, you feel fearful, oh my god, the ghost will catch the hero and everything. Nothing happens to you actively. Everything happens passively because you are not the part and parcel of that action. So, Roald Dahl, the poet, was thinking of the children's upgrowing and uplifting as a human being, feels that television is a complete idiot box. You might have heard this. टीव्हीला काय म्हणतो आपण मोस्टली idiot box. बऱ्याच ठिकाणी तुम्ही ऐकलं असेल. Most of the times, seniors advise you, people who have really achieved success in their life, what they say, do not watch television, do not go for entertainment for a long time because it hampers your brain development. You just look at children who are wasting their time watching cartoons for hours and hours together. They hardly do anything. They eventually lose their interest into studies. Yes or no? This is going to happen. You just apply this to yourself also. I want you all to take this as a message personally. your contribution to a part of which definitely is focusing on the students' life, children's life, under which study matters, reading matters, right? Growing skills matters. So now, are you all ready to go and see the poem line by line? I want you all to just browse and be there with this line by line. May I please get the poem? Yes? Please open it. I hope everybody has received the poem. Yeah, the WhatsApp message that I have texted it to you, you can open it and see that. Eventually, please get the poem printed for your handy reference. Yes? Not this, I was asking you to have it on WhatsApp. Yes. And yes. Poem television, the message that I had put it late night. And I had also told you something. Please write this poem in your notebook before you attend today's session. Have you done that? How many of you have? Of course, would not wake up in the midnight. That was not expected, but just I thought in case if you get some free time in the morning, you would have written. But that's okay, not at all an issue. You can eventually begin to write later on. Let's now try to understand. Yeah, so everybody is with the poem Television by Roald Dahl. The most important thing we have learned so far as children are concerned is never, never, never let them near your television set. Or better still, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. In almost every house we have watched them gaping at the screen. They loll and slop and lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out. Last week in someone's place we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. They sit and stare and stare and sit until they are hypnotized by it, until they are absolutely drunk with all that shocking ghastly junk. Oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. They never fight or kick or punch. They leave you free to cook the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But do you ever stop to think, to wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved tot? This does to your beloved tot. It rots the sense in the head. It kills imagination dead. It clogs and clutters of the mind. It makes a child so dull and blind. He can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His powers of thinking rust and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. Alright, you'll cry, alright, you'll say, but if we take the seat away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain. Well, answer this by asking you, what use the darling ones to do? Have use they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We'll say it very loud and slow. They used to read. They read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott, Cat's books. One half their lives was reading books. The nursery shelves have books galore. Books cluttered up the nursery floor, and in the bedroom by the bed more books were waiting to be read. Such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens and wells, and treasure isles and distant shores. There smugglers rode with muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the pot, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good, what can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope. The younger ones had Beatrix Potter, with Mr. Todd, the King, Tickling Black, and Mrs. Jiggy Winkle, and just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rump, and Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there is Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. Oh, books, what books they used to know, those children living long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Then fill the shelves with lots of books, ignoring all the dirty looks, the screams and yells, the bites and kicks, and children hitting you with sticks. Fear not, because we promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they'll now begin to feel the need of having something to read. And once they start, oh boy, to watch the slowly growing joy that fills their hearts, they'll grow so keen, they'll wonder what they had ever seen in that ridiculous machine, that nauseating, foul, and clean, repulsive television screen. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did. TV and video, television, grow on time. This is the word. We started and ended throughout reading. I did not stop because I wanted you to give you the flair of a continuous thought and the way the words have been organized. The images and symbols have been scattered across this delivery of thought about television. Ruard Dhaval here he points out and advises parents that you, being a responsible parent, have to be careful about your children. Do not allow them to sit and watch the violence, bloodshed, and somebody is kicking and somebody using stick and just wasting their important brain development phase. So he wants that let your children be in the place of books. Let him or let her read a lot many books because there should be something to be done. If you have enough time, if you have certain free phase of time, you are supposed to do something, and when there is nothing to do, children tend to watch television because it is easily available. But what does the poet suggest? Poet here guides us to replace those idiot box. He says do not keep them. Sometimes even I find it like that, but there are certain restrictions, and of course every time it's not possible because in India we share joint families. There are aged people in home, they don't really need entertainment. Of course, we all also need keeping abreast with the current affairs of the world, news and everything. But here, poet is specifically dealing and thinking about children's development and the focus and bad effects of television on their overall brain development. Okay, so what he suggests? He suggests better if you are really a good parent and if you want your child to grow well, do not keep television at home. Okay, then what to do? You should keep bookshelves instead, and then you should keep a lot of books around here and there. Wherever your child goes, he should get that book. And then there should be reading, there should be something learning happening in that. Okay, so this is the poem altogether. Here there are some books from Western world which can be new to you, but yes, see to the composition of a poem. So poem specifically conveys you the message, hatred towards television, bad effects of television, and how that those can be minimized. Okay, poet suggests the replacements, gives the solutions to parents, and also says that your own children will be very much thankful to you later on, because right now they are not aware what is happening to them. They are not in the capacity to think, but later on when they will be grown up, they will definitely thank you because you allowed them to develop their thinking capacities. rather than being just a passive watcher of things out there on screen. You made them to imagine, you made them to fantasize. For example, if you read a fantasy book, you definitely visualize something. Yes, you visualize, you have your own imagination. And this is what the food for thought for everybody's brain development. Storytelling was there earlier. If you remember, your grannies, grandpas would have definitely told you stories. Your mother, father, maybe your elder brother, sister, maybe some of your relatives would have definitely told you stories when you were children. Yes or no? And just tell me how much you might have enjoyed that. Certain times we also would like to revisit those golden periods of time into which somebody who was singing a lullaby to us to go to bed. Somebody was telling the stories of their olden times. Yes, especially in India, stories from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Amarachandra Katha, and another stories, Jatakas, like that, into which animals talk to you. Yes. Can you remember and can you tell me some examples of some stories, beautiful stories that you were told when you were a child, by anybody in your family, or maybe by your teachers? Yes, when you were a school going child, maybe you were having your kindergarten education, primary education, high school education. I remember one story, the ant and the dove, and they were good friends. And in the jungle, when a hunter comes, and when he aims at the dove, the bird, and then the ant pinches his feet, and so the hunter loses its point, and then it is the true friendship. Friend indeed is a friend indeed. So this way we visualized the dove, we visualized the ant, we visualized the jungle, visualize the gun that the hunter was holding, and also we gave a moral that true friendship is observed in difficult situations. Yes, saving somebody else's life is what the true friendship is, and the lesson is given through not human beings, but through living beings, basic living beings like a bird and an ant. Yes, and see the level of imagination. Can we ever imagine an ant if there are 10, 20 ants roaming here and there? We even don't realize. But imagine like ant is there and it is the central character who is saving that dog. Can you? This is all imagination and fancy. And it works. Okay, so can you tell me some stories that are remembered by you still now and they still take you to your childhood days? Any story? In Marathi, in Hindi, Gujarati? I still remember those stories like Monkey and Capsaver. Do you remember? Makad and Topiwalachi goshto? And also there are some Lakur Toda, woodcutter, who is talking, who is in conversation with Ma Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, and he is trying to, he was able to get all the swords as a gift for his honesty. Do you remember that story? What is that? Can anybody tell me? Marathi मध्ये सांगितलेलं चालेल. Yes? In Hindi? Can you tell me? In English, can you try? Yes? Anybody? Please try. Try. That's fine. Can you? Okay, so here the woodcutter story, which is very close to our heart, is used to give a moral, and the moral is honesty is the best policy. कोई भी आप काम करो तो उसमें आपकी honesty चाहिए, ईमानदारी चाहिए, तो आपको of course reward So sacrifice is also a value that we learn from him. Sacrificing also truth. He is accepting that it is not mine. Otherwise, easily you can see if there is 2000 rupees note which was earlier there. Right now, I am not seeing it in a long period of time. But yes, if we're just walking by and if we find okay 2000 rupee note, forget about the reels that we have, funny reels into this that somebody has tied a thread and then somebody pulls it off and then it is all tied to the person who's going to pick it up. But just imagine if it happens and there is nobody to look at. Somebody would have really thought, wow, 2000 rupees, party ban gaya, pura pocket money money ka mil gaya. Okay, but somebody can also think of, oh, somebody might have faced a challenge to earn that. Yes, let's give it back to the office. Otherwise, if it's a part of my class, let's put it in official group and ask if somebody has lost his or her money. Yes, and of course, when it will be proved authentically, it will be given to the person. That talks volumes about your personality and your imagination, fancy thought processes. They support you to go confidently and act likewise when you think about it. So it's very easy to go for easy money. Yes, but it's difficult to go for hard-earned money and also to not to accept something which is not yours. So this way, reading gives you a good personality. So what tells you that read and read more and more. So reading books, reading culture that he upholds. He tells the children that they should read more, understand better and be in the real world and not to be occupied unnecessarily too much in the world of the television because it is called passive. It doesn't allow your brain to grow and that's why we all love to sit back and scroll and watch TV for a longer period of time and in this time this is not just a TV but this is also mini television. So think before you are browsing so much, wasting your time on social media unnecessarily wherein you are not much on thinking mode. Passive learning is not going to help you. But you should go and read books which are giving you much more thoughts. You should listen to something which is really going to influence your life in a better, meaningful way, which takes you to the action. So your brain gets developed and your personality is growth. And so parents are advised into this because ultimately parents are able to do the things for their kids, to take them away and to give them books and eventually they will be thanking parents because they allowed them to grow, to read and be the better person that they will be in the future. So this is all about this poem. I hope you all would have enjoyed the poem and the reading of the poem. Okay, in the next session we will discuss about the critical appreciation of the poem, also certain multiple choice based questions along with some explanatory answers to the questions on the poem. Till then, that's all. If anybody has got any questions, doubt, you are welcome. Or shall we close the session here? Alright, thank you so much. Thank you and see you in the next. Till then, take care and bye.